signal. I wonder if that's just like a placeholder. Oh, I think... Did Diesel put that there? No. No, apparently that's supposed to be an actual
Is that
thing.
a scene?
I have... No, yeah, it's a scene, but I don't know what scene it is. AverMedia HD Capture. It might not be on. Oh, it's not on, because you guys dinked with everything. Anyway, guys, welcome to the after party. We're trying to get these started as soon as possible, even if we're not completely ready at all. Do you want to run and grab our Subway?
I finished mine.
You finished yours?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You were the one typing and stuff. I was sitting there.
Right, okay. So, yeah, we actually had a lot of feedback, not only about the WAN show last week, but also about the after party in general. And so the feedback about the WAN show, we take it very seriously, and we want to make sure that we're making that show as awesome as possible and making sure people want to tune in. Thank you so much to everyone for tuning in tonight. I think we peaked around 4,000 live viewers.
40-40, I think. I think I saw 40-40 somewhere.
Something like that. So over 4,000, which is almost as good as over 9,000, which is our next goal. As soon as we hit over 9,000, we have to go Super Saiyan on it.
Oh my god, that'll be... We have to make a big deal about that.
That would be awesome. But yeah, for the after party, we took all of the complaints and basically ignored them because the after party is just kind of our thing. One thing that we have changed about the after party is we're going to have specific topics to talk about, so that if we are focused on our hockey game, we'll have some hints as to what we should probably be talking about right now.
And we might still play hockey.
Yeah.
We're going to play what games we kind of want to play.
And I really like that hockey game.
And it's good. And but we are going to try and pull in some newer stuff at the same time. We're going to try and play
Still have to figure out how to do that. I don't even have anywhere to put peripherals here.
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
Couchmaster, I guess.
It doesn't make a ton of sense yet. We'll do it eventually. We want to play stuff like FTL and other games that would just be kind of cool to stream. So it'll happen, and we are listening for after party.
Yeah, we just might not do it.
Yeah. Because after party's more just us hanging out playing games.
Yeah. And apparently I'm not signed into Twitch anymore, which is kind of annoying because another thing I want to do in after party is I want to have that interaction that we sometimes lack in the show now, especially if we're going to have guests. So I want to do the live callers in the after party. Twitch.tv. I don't know what just happened there, but I got logged out for some reason. I want to do the live callers. I want to actually interact with Twitch chat a little bit, which is not always easy, but with the raise your dongers and the all the other sort of Wild West stuff that goes on in the Twitch chat. It's not letting me sign in. Linus Tech. Password. Here we go.
That would be pretty cool. I've played the crap out of Bastion, so if we had a stream that you just played Bastion, and I could just talk about the game and talk about different topics and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
It'd be cool if I could sign into Twitch right now.
You don't have... I think a lot of the single-player game segments should probably be you playing. Because you don't have much time to play games.
Yeah, thank you for that.
I can, pre-play it and then talk about it while you play.
That is the saddest thing that I've heard today.
I'm just trying to help you out, man. Trying to make it so you can play more video games. What is going on?
I have no idea. I'm trying to sign into Twitch and it's just not letting me do it at all. Okay, I just opened up Firefox, which is apparently already signed into Twitch.
Boom.
So maybe that's the solution.
Firefox knew what you wanted.
Firefox
and gave it to you.
And gave it to me. Oh, what I don't want is to watch my own stream. Although what I do want is to watch my own ad.
Yep.
Which helps my own stream.
Because we have, out of 2,244 people watching, we have 2,200 people that have ad block.
Oh, ad block.
Oh, man.
So, lols. That's okay, I mean, yeah.
Someone said, please no gaming. I want to play games, man.
Please no gaming. What are we going to do? We could just sit here, I guess. But instead, we're going to find a game to play. Alright, let's see if that monitor turns on.
I'm going to go...
You could get my sandwich.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get your sandwich. I'm going to grab blueberries.
You can tell who wears the pants around here, right?
Yeah, literally, because I'm wearing shorts.
Hey-oh! Ultimate joke. See, I'm wearing pants.
Ultimate joke.
Ultimate joke. That's like
Make a show called Ultimate Joke.
ultimate joke, and it's just like my bad humor.
Yeah.
What was that joke I told earlier today?
I'm trying to remember.
It was, yes, right. What did the director say to the crappy camera operator?
Oh, yeah.
And it had nothing to do with this, but I happened to be overseeing B-roll, shooting some footage of a computer. Gee, that didn't pan out very well.
Like, seriously, if you just stand in front of a camera and seriously, like, tried to sit down and be very serious and told jokes like that, I think that could work.
You think that could work? That could work to alienate our entire audience.
And you come up with these crap jokes.
What do you mean crap jokes? You know what? You laugh at them, smart guy.
Because they're hilariously terrible.
They can't even hear you.
I bet you they can.
Because they're too busy with me wearing the pants. Why is this not working?
I don't know, man.
Why? Why are there only 2 monitors detected?
What is it supposed to be plugged into?
Hold on, no, I think the problem is, okay, show this desktop only on 2. Let's try this. You guys changed everything.
No, we didn't change that.
It was supposed to be like, okay, so
This was working when we left.
This was working?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Because there's like, okay, because the capture card is not detecting anything right now.
Is it plugged into the right one?
Try it. It should be plugged into the AverMedia.
Which one's the AverMedia?
The bottom one. Yeah, it's plugged in. Maybe just make sure it's snug. Just pull it out, put it back in. Yeah, do it again. Just pull it out again. Put it back in again.
Wow. Awesome.
This is so weird. Why isn't this working?
Put it back inside.
Okay, cool. So we're trying to play games, but apparently that's a total disaster and it just isn't going to work at all. Apparently I'm still streaming from my own... You know, it's funny because my entire job is to, you know, do tech tips. And honestly, like, for the sake of even like efficiently talking about the content, I almost just sat on the sandwich. I didn't even realize this was here. For the sake of like trying to talk about it in an expedient way, I don't think I could even cover the troubleshooting steps that go into some of this hardware. Like, honestly, something like these Blackmagic Intensity Pro capture cards, unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Razer comms, yeah, we need to get like a waiting room and like a live calling thing going on. I hope Slick is going to help us figure that out pretty quickly here. In the meantime, I'm trying to figure out how the devil I'm supposed to output to this capture card, which apparently just doesn't think that I should be allowed to output to it anymore. So I'm going to restart this computer and see what happens. But yeah, my brilliant plan is to play some more NHL hockey 93 because that's what I want to do. Oh, I guess you could say troubleshooting the Blackmagic Intensity is intense. Also, hold on. I got something to add to that. That's from one of the Twitch viewers. You could also say that to get it to work, it required some black magic. And you had to be pro. Wow, now we've done the whole thing. Awesome. Love it. Okay, we have something really exciting coming up. So Kingston, this drive right here, is sponsoring us to do a live meetup that is going to be the coolest Linus Tech Tips event ever. It's going to be sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And it's basically going to be like a mini track meet, except there's only one event. We're going to have the entire Linus Media Group crew there. So we're going to be filming it. For participating, you get entered in a draw to win a USB drive. To participate, we are requiring that at least most of the participants have a USB 3 equipped notebook or tablet running something like Windows 7 or Windows 8. And basically what it's going to be is a real-world demonstration of the difference in performance between USB 2, USB 3, and a very high-performance USB 3 drive. What the devil? Oh, wow. Blueberries.
But we're
Nice.
boys.
Whatever.
Okay.
And so, pretty much, yeah, it's going to be a blast. And people are asking if it's going to be in Ontario. No. Are we going to do it in Ontario? No. What kind of question is that? We don't live in Ontario. We're not going to pack all of ourselves up to find someone to participate in like a weird fake track meet. But yeah, it is going to be absolutely fantastic. And we are definitely going to be wanting community involvement in this. And yeah, really exciting, and huge thanks to Kingston for making this happen. They also want to turn it into kind of like a promotional video spot, so that's part of why Linus Media Group is involved. So we're going to create like a 30-second cut of like sort of some of the more dramatic moments, like as a teaser for the actual video. We'd love for people to come out and participate who are willing to sit on camera and talk about sort of that critical moment in the race. But basically it's going to be a relay race where instead of passing a baton, the participants are going to pass a file. Each of the teams will be equipped with a different class of USB drive, so it'll serve, if nothing else, as a neat illustration of how much more quickly you could get things done if you're transferring files, if you have USB 2, USB 3, or USB 3 with a very fast solution, such as a Kingston HyperX drive. So I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys are excited. People are like, can it be in Detroit? We could buy Detroit as part of our budget from Kingston and then hold it there.
You know what? That would be unfortunate because we could not support that debt.
Yeah, I know,
That
right?
could actually not happen. We could buy Detroit and then we would just be broke after the first check comes in.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because that particular display doesn't support 4x3 or something. Or was it working before?
It was totally working. When I left, this was all working.
This was all working when you left.
Yep.
Huh, because I just rebooted and that did nothing.
I don't know, man. Well, while you talk about that, I drove my car this morning.
Oh, I have a video clip.
Do you?
Does this,
How can we show that?
I don't know. I don't know if this has that weird combo connector.
Oh.
I don't think so. If I do this, is it just going to break it? Probably. Here, you could transfer the file, though.
Sure.
If you
I don't
transfer
have
it
a
to the Stream PC,
cable. Can you
there's a
just-
cable in my backpack.
Is it below 25 megabytes? Alright, cool.
Here you go. It's plugged into my my battery backup thing. So just, yeah, throw it on the Stream PC and then we'll just play back a file. But, okay, you can tell them the story in the meantime while I try to figure out how to get the game stream working.
Yeah, so I was driving to NCIX this morning so that we could film. And right before a bridge, I have nowhere that I can possibly go at this point. Right before a bridge, I feel it lurch. Like, pretty heavily lurch. Like, I felt my car lurch before, but this was like...
Because it's a Sunbird and it sucks.
this,
Well-
the pedal was completely non-functional for a second or two while it... And I was like, that's really not good. And like, my check engine light flashed once and then disappeared. And I was like, okay, maybe it was an isolated thing. Not like I can do anything about it right now. Let's get over this freaking bridge so that at least I have somewhere to go. Because at this point in time, I have nowhere to go. Start climbing the bridge, and it's a pretty big bridge. And I get like halfway up the initial incline.
You know that they're just like looking at your crotch, right?
Oh yeah, that's fine. It's after
Okay.
party, I don't really care. The blacks are crushed anyway, so you probably can't see anything. Yeah, so I'm halfway up the initial incline, and it lurches again. And I'm like, oh, this is so not good. 2 in a row in like that short of a span, this is actually possibly going to be a problem. So I try to put a little bit more power into it to like throw myself over the crest of the hill so I can get the heck out of the way. And the second I throw a little bit more power into it, I'm already not going fast because I'm worried about it lurching. I feel 2 big more lurches which kind of throw me forward a little bit because it's lurching really hard at this point. I have absolutely no power in my pedal. And yep, that was it. So on this huge bridge in rush hour traffic, my car in the very middle lane stopped moving. That was messed up. So I flipped my hood open, and then stood in my convertible, stood up inside my convertible and was directing traffic, telling people to stop so other people could get in and like getting people around me. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. So my car is potentially dead, but then the thing that's inside of it might be under warranty. So who knows at this point? I may or may not have the same car very soon.
You should probably try and transfer that file.
It was still...
Oh, is it still detecting?
Yeah.
Oh, it probably has to install, like,
Yeah.
driver or some nonsense.
Is it below 25 megabytes? Can I just email it?
I have no idea.
Way easier.
I don't know how big the file is.
I think it just detected. A bunch of people are asking me why I'm sitting on top of the couch. It's a lot more comfortable, and it's insanely hot in
It's
here.
really hot in
Like,
here.
crazy hot in here. So sitting on the couch is, like, not good right now.
I have to sit on the couch. And I have a laptop in my lap. Speaking of laptops in my lap, we checked out the Razer Blade this week. So, other than 2 complaints, it might be the most perfect laptop I've ever encountered.
You said that about this one, and I completely disagree. But the things that you said it has fixed are the things that I didn't like.
So, back to the Blade.
Oh, Blade. Never mind.
Yeah, this is the Blade.
My bad.
So, number 1 is I measured the bottom of the notebook at 60 degrees while gaming. So to me, like, as warm as this is on my lap right now, 60 degrees is pretty friggin' hot.
Holy crap.
So remember I borrowed your temp probe?
Yeah.
So I was taking temperatures at various parts of the chassis while the game was running, because I've seen other reviewers talk about how it's hot or whatever, but I wanted to quantify it. So I took the temperature of the Q key, which is near your WASD. I took the temperature of the palm rest, and I took the temperature of the underside. Basically, that thing is not a laptop. It is a notebook, not a laptop. You don't put it on your laptop.
That's fine, though.
If you're gaming, anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Because when you're not gaming, it's probably not all that hot, right?
Oh, then it's fine, because
Yeah.
Optimus turns off the GPU. And then the other
Yeah.
thing is the display.
Yeah.
It has one of the worst TN panels I've ever seen.
Right, so these are, for people that might be confused, when I was talking earlier, and I said I completely disagree, I was talking about a completely different laptop, because I forgot that he's talking about the Razer Blade. I haven't even seen it.
Okay.
Where does your phone store its videos? I went under DCIM.
Oh, it's like the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah,
It might be in like 100 media or like camera or something.
mine stores it just under camera. Oh,
Apparently it's in 100 media. I'm going to go get another HDMI cable because I'm thinking maybe that's the problem here. Oh, there's one. Oh, why does B-roll do this? It's like tied around the camera. Like.
it's because it doesn't like flop around and do crazy
Okay,
things.
I understand why he does it, smart guy.
Why does he do this? I mean, I completely understand and know why he does this.
We got new HDMI cables on order.
Nice.
So we're getting like 1.5 foot and like really short lengths so that we don't really have to do this nonsense.
Yeah, that'll be nice actually.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
You can even cable manage it to the side of the camera, so you don't really have to do anything with it ever.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So I wonder if it's just a dead HDMI cable. This is annoying. I really wish you guys hadn't touched this though. I don't know if I can make that any more clear than I already have.
We didn't touch back there. It was working when we left.
I didn't touch back there. Oh, so that makes the touching okay?
I mean, if they're okay with it.
All right, let's see if it's detecting our other monitor now, because it seems to be just like, yeah, not interested in knowing what's going on right now. All right, so let's try changing resolution just for. Or you know what? Let's extend. Let's extend displays. See, this is the kind of like diagnosis that usually goes on behind the scenes, but I've just given up on any kind of, any kind of attempt at professionalism on the after party because I think it's just a lost cause. Display device on VGA? What VGA display device? Like, is this laptop just broken or what?
I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy, though.
I don't know what to do right now.
Is it in the right port on the AV Media card?
We could just game on the stream PC. Is there any reason that wouldn't work?
No, we don't have anything on there, but...
Yeah, that's okay. I can transfer it. I dust it off, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know why that wouldn't work.
Okay, let me just...
Because the reason why the laptop came around was because we had to do it in the other room, right?
We always have to do it in the other room. We don't want people to see.
Oh my goodness.
Or do we? I mean, I guess if we're going to stream it online, we better be sort of okay with the consequences. Speaking of which, this is sort of related to one of the things we talked about earlier. How do you feel about your online identity becoming pretty close to your real world identity?
I don't know. I don't actually really care, and I decided to go through and start prioritizing because I didn't have a choice after CES.
Right.
It was done. None of us really kind of thought about the fact that my full name was very blatantly on the thing hanging around my neck,
Which you needed to get in and out of the show.
which I needed to get in and out of the show.
And getting in and out of things is kind of, important.
So I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, my full name, probably fine. It's over anyways. I'm gonna have to find a way to deal with it. It's not really that big of a deal, I guess. But I had to decide what things do I want to keep private at this point. So I went through everything and thought about it and was like, okay, I don't have a Facebook anyways. I don't really use Twitter. I have some old Twitter account that I haven't logged into in like 2 years or something. So that doesn't really matter in either way. I don't use Google+. I don't use all these different things. So that wasn't really a problem. I have my forum account. And then all my gamer tags are not out there. So it didn't really matter. I actually haven't had any problems with it at all.
I mean, would it bother you if people knew, like, your family?
Yes. And to a point they do. They know my brother.
Right.
And like they know
But your brother's more of a public figure
my brother
anyway.
is a public figure. But like my mom, she's come on the stream, she's commented on the stream. If anyone figures out her full name and ever tries to like contact her or harass her in any way, that's not okay.
Right.
That's just I can't deal with that. I don't know, because it's okay for me to sit up here and say it's a big deal or it's not a big deal, but that's myself accepting that. That's not myself accepting that for other people, and I can't sit up here and say it's okay for other people that I know.
I mean, to a certain extent, it's okay. I think harassment's very avoidable, and people don't necessarily need to do that. But people have recognized my mom. Like, she's had students in her class be like, "You're Linus's mom?" And she's been like, "What?"
As long as it's not really a problem, like as long as they're not jerks about it, I think it's probably fine.
Right.
But if people are
But
jerks
if it's like
about it,
YPaul123, then
if he somehow contacts my mom, I probably shouldn't even brought that up.
Speaking of which, he has a new prediction for how long it's going to take my media group to go out of business.
How long is that?
This time next year.
Oh,
So at first it was, I think, like weeks.
looks
and
like you're working now. By
Or
the
it was
way.
a month, I think. And then next it was months, and now it's this time next year. So why Paul keeps revising his prediction for how long it's going to take us to go out of business?
You know, if he continues, he'll be right.
Because eventually
Eventually,
will die.
Yeah.
And
If he literally never stops revising when the company will end, as long as he keeps his windows fairly small, it'll work.
he'll be fine.
He will be right.
All right, fair enough.
The video is on the server, actually. I pushed it over to the server, under the loop drive.
Oh, okay, cool. Hold on, let me. Okay, we're gonna play this video because it's awesome. Add media file. You didn't cut paste, did you?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Because I still want that video for my own personal enjoyment.
I don't think I did, and even if I did, you can just pull it off the server.
Where is it? Slick Temp?
No. Video 0401.
Oh, here we go.
I haven't even seen
I don't know
it.
if I'm going to tell Slick I'm recording this video clip, but basically this is the gorgeous view
So everyone is very
from
properly
the middle
in
of the Alex Freezer Bridge.
job at this point.
Look at that. You can really see out there, and there's this guy with his, what he claims is awesome and never breaks down Pontiac Sunbird. Sir, that is what you get for owning a Pontiac.
People
and,
mostly figured it out themselves.
attempting to drive it
I didn't really
somewhere,
have to do lazy.
relying on it for
Because
really
if people at
anything.
least,
So I ended up in the middle of this because I'm the one with a AAA membership. So that's why I get to enjoy this experience. See, this is my vehicle that actually doesn't break down. And
This is
I'm
like
talking about my more
the wave
reliable
of shame.
vehicle.
Do you know how many people you've inconvenienced this morning?
Sorry?
Do you know how many people you've inconvenienced this morning by having a crappy car?
At least I've made it pleasurable by pointing them where to go.
Yeah. See? Cal Tire doesn't think much of that.
No, he waved at me. He's being nice.
So hopefully the tow truck will be here soon.
Such a car you have and manages to stop very well.
So there you go, guys. That was the experience that I got to enjoy with Slick on the...
So the hand waving thing, I found if I didn't do that, people would come all the way up to the back of my car, even though the hood was up, come to a complete stop, and then put their blinker on, and then try and switch lanes.
Awesome.
If I stood up there and did that, it mostly would divide way before my car, and it was usually fine. Someone would sometimes try and get ahead of people, so they'd floor it up to my car and then try and cut out. And sometimes it'd be a really big vehicle, and I'd have to help by, like, putting my hand out and trying to get someone to stop so that they could cut in. And then once that guy cut in, wave him on, and yeah, I don't know.
That's awesome.
But usually I just had to stand up there and point in both directions that weren't the lane I was in, and it was usually fine.
Slick's car E8 on a bridge, says someone on Twitter.
It basically did.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I didn't buy the continuous driving DLC. So on the long commute to work, it was like, no DLC found, stop. It was just really unfortunate. It was day one DLC too.
I know, right?
And I just never wanted to pick it up because I was like, ah, screw day one DLC. That's how they get you.
Except that your car's a 91, so I don't know how day one you think that the DLC was, but I think it was less day one than you think it is. So
Well, it was, yeah, I don't know.
I think that's where that breaks down.
I feel like swinging at EA though, so I'm gonna pull out another thing. A bunch of the what the heck is the name of that company? Maxis? A bunch of the
Yeah.
new Maxis devs. Quit
So like
and formed their
SimCity,
own
The
studio.
Sims.
Yeah, SimCity, The Sims 4. They quit and formed their own studio. I don't remember what it's called, but they're calling themselves like ex AAA developer
Like,
recovers
Recovery, yeah.
recovery people. I don't remember what they called it. Yeah, so that's kind of funny actually. I like it. I think it's hilarious.
I know. So hot.
The upper floor of this building is kind of insane.
Okay, I don't know how well this is going to work. Before you can capture game or media file, you first need to click inside the window you wish to capture. So first click your game. Okay, I don't know if that's going to work with like a Super Nintendo that we dusted off. And then go back and click this. Add game. Nope. No. Okay. We could just do like add screen region, which is ghetto as balls. And just let that be what it is. And there's a crop thing, right?
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. It's
I don't know how
settings.
to do it either. Okay, cropping. There we go. So right. Aw, yeah. I can't believe I've been using XSplit this long and I didn't know about the crop. That is just unbelievable to me. So we're gonna kill this. Oh no, it's not even here yet. So add screen region. Here we go. Boom.
Teaching everyone how to use XSplit.
Yeah. We should be streaming this.
Yeah.
So you crop yeah, right about there. Crop right there. And then hopefully that's somewhat right. And then hopefully those little icons at the bottom are going to go away at some point. So once I'm done troubleshooting this, I'll be able to actually remotely pay attention. Hey, there we go.
Wind speed, we are going deaf doesn't mean anything. What's happening?
We are going deaf.
What? He said we are going deaf 3 times. I don't know what that... I have no idea what that means. The game's super loud or something?
Oh, the game's loud.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Now I don't know what to do.
Far too loud. Like, is the game... I think the game's far too loud?
Alright, config. Well, we used to have all this figured out. Uh-oh, my mouse isn't working in the game, so... I don't know how to change it. Because my mouse isn't working.
Mouse isn't working at all?
Mouse isn't working in-game. So what I could potentially do...
Wheeler said thank you, so maybe it's... What?
Yeah, because the game's off now.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay, so Super Nintendo that we
That
tested
works.
on. I have no idea. I'm trying to test it and it's not doing anything. So... Okay, and...
Also, everyone, members of the forum or not, check out the folding and boink sections of the forum. We have an awesome team. Teams. We have awesome teams.
Awesome teams. We should take a live caller. I think the game's working now, so...
I heard the music is back, wait, gone.
What's gone?
Apparently the music is gone.
Oh, I think it's just really, really quiet.
Okay.
Yep.
That's probably a good thing.
Okay, so this is the adapter that you need when your SNES gets really dusty. And then, where's that? Are there any available USB ports for adapters? Dust adapters? Okay. This got unplugged from my laptop at some point. Oh, did my laptop die?
I don't know, man.
Oh, my battery's dead.
Well,
That's annoying. Sure wish I had the new model with more battery life, more Haswell goodness. Oh, right. This is why we liked using an external PC for this, because now how are we going to manage comms calls? Unless we like Alt-Tab out.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm at a bit of a loss because I don't understand what's wrong with that their laptop, that it's not outputting things properly at all. Okay, so do you want to figure out how we can get a live caller?
Chris is talking to me about it right now.
Okay, cool.
He apparently has a few. He
Cool.
can do comms control. He's ready to go. He also has a discussion topic of his own.
All right, so we just open up the live show, or the WAN show here, rather.
Yep.
All right. Chat with group. There we go.
Yep. Boom.
So we're in there with our voice chat. And my laptop's dead, which is giving me not a whole lot of options right now in terms of how I want to...
While we take
Monitor
live
things?
callers, should we even play games?
Maybe not. Sure. Why don't we do that? We'll just split it up.
Yeah. Take a live caller to... I don't know where the... Oh, is that with the Vizzy?
Ah, Diesel. Everyone's just like determined to, oh wow, I'm not even on the right scene at all. This is awesome. Wait, hold on. How do I go back there? That's the right scene. Oh, I'm not having a good sort of run of it here. So this is my power brick, and this is it not having the cable that should be with it. I gave it to Diesel earlier today. I have no idea what he did with it. So do you want to take the first live caller? And I'll go look for my cable.
Sure. Oh, it's here. Okay. I was like, I'm not even signed into Razor Comms. What the...
Yeah, it's very confusing because there's like screen region capture over on that other screen. And then like you see a little like mouse moving around in there, and then yep. I know, it's not optimally configured. It was supposed to be configured before the thing. But Diesel and Slick came in here and we're trying to fix things.
When I left, it was exactly the same. And it worked. So I'm calling crap on that.
And I'm finally done my Subway.
That's probably good. Old Subway's gross.
Old Subway is the worst thing ever.
So how do I...
New Subway is the best thing ever. Old Subway is the opposite.
Is this the stream? There we go. Windspeed, are you there?
I am.
All right.
I don't
there we
even... Can the stream hear me, though, is the question.
go. I believe so.
You got this?
Stream, can you hear
Working on
me?
it. We're trying to make sure the stream can hear
Yeah.
Windspeed.
Twitch chat's
Sweet.
screaming at me.
They should be able to. Because we were using the exact same setup. We haven't changed it since Logan
no, it
called in.
seems to be fine.
Awesome.
All right, man, what's up?
Not much.
Oh,
I've
got
been
someone
drag- I have been dragged in here by Windspeed and some other people to publicly apologize for scaring you out of the general chat.
I appreciate that, actually.
Did you get scared out of the general chat?
I got very scared of the general chat, actually.
What did they do to you?
I ran away. Like, actually, ran.
Did they ask you to raise your dongers?
I signed out, slammed the laptop closed, and ran downstairs. Not actually, but I did sign out.
I was going to say I probably would have noticed at least 2 of those 3 things that you just said that you did, and I didn't.
Yeah, no. We were more joking around than anything. It's cool, man. I joined the other one, and I'm going to join that one again. It's
Yeah,
no big deal.
and I'm in the chat right now.
No,
Yar.
not the Twitch chat. This was a bit ago. This was like 2 days ago.
I don't even know what you're
yesterday
talking
or
about.
something. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
no.
and it's actually about a picture that someone on the forum drew.
I don't know if we can. I think we can.
I don't think... Is it the picture I'm thinking
yeah.
of? Ooh, I don't think we should talk about that picture.
Yeah, let's not go into that.
Yeah. I graciously accept the apology. That's cool, man. Wasn't needed. We're all good. But let's leave the.
Yeah, that picture was like...
Concerning to say the least.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay, well, if we're not going to play any, like, Twitch platformers, then maybe what we could do is we could just play on, like, one of the laptops or something.
That's possible. We should get a better mouse.
Actually, yeah,
Because
we
we
should
can play
really get a better
directly on
mouse.
the computer.
I hate this mouse.
It's
This,
super old.
yeah, well,
Like
Yeah.
super old.
it's called Wheel Mouse.
Is it?
Which, yeah, really, that's the model. Wheel Mouse.
What?
Yeah,
That's so weird.
I know. It's like it's a superhero. It doesn't even need like a model name. It's not like the G25X dash supersonic. It's just the wheel mouse.
Why is it the wheel mouse? That's so random.
Well, it has a wheel.
Where?
Because back when that mouse was cool, there were 3
yeah.
buttons potentially
Yeah.
instead of a scroll wheel, or like no scroll wheel at all.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, for me, scroll wheel and then back button were like more important than moving from ball to optical. Scroll wheel to completely change the way I interface with my computer. If I put a non-scroll wheel mouse in front of you, you would throw it out the window within like 5 minutes.
One of the main reasons why I refuse to get rid of my G500 is because it has free,
Yeah, it has like an Uber scroll wheel.
and I use that all the time. Like the free spin feature, a lot of people don't use it, but I use it all the time, multiple times a day at least. I love it. It's awesome. It's
Our
very
caller's
good.
still with us, right?
I think so. Yep.
Heyo.
G9X has it, but the switch for it's on the bottom of the mouse. So it's
Yeah, I know,
super
that's
inconvenient,
ridiculous.
and there's no point in ever using it.
No, it's just the stupidest thing ever. I can't
Yeah.
even believe they did that.
G500, where it's on the top of the mouse and really easy to press. That makes sense. It's easy to press, but it's very like a heavy click. Like you have to put a lot of force into it.
Right.
So it's easy to press, but you won't accidentally do it, which is good.
Let's take another live caller, shall we?
Sure.
Just while I'm trying to sort the next live caller out, I've actually got a discussion topic for you guys. With all these new like high-speed internet speeds coming out, like Japan's got 2 gigabit, most of North America's getting like gigabit. Is it actually really that good of a thing for so many people to have access to super fast internet connections? Because for countries such as New Zealand, Australia, parts of Southeast Asia and Europe that have exchanges and like major infrastructure that's lagging, is the danger of DDoS that can take out entire countries' ISPs. There was one back in March this year that actually Cloudflare helped fend off of 130 gigabits, which nearly took down the entire of Europe's internet. So are these huge internet connections that can then be turned into botnets really a good thing for the internet?
That is a very, very interesting topic.
He sent this to me earlier, and I didn't want to tell you because I wanted to be more spontaneous, and I didn't research it because I wanted to be more spontaneous. Another thing that's really interesting is Spamhaus. Spamhaus got crushed a while ago.
Yeah, Spamhaus was the target of the 130 gigabit DDoS
Yeah.
that Cloudflare
And like when
prevent
you're
it.
targeting something like Spam House, like you're doing more than just taking down a section. Like you're
Yeah.
disabling a huge thing that a lot of people use.
That's
and like don't realize they're
fascinating.
using, but a lot of people are using.
Because it's not about, the people with 2 gigabit internet connections being malicious in any way, shape, or form. It's about, for those of you who don't know, you can be a member of a botnet without even having any awareness of that fact. In fact, the person managing the botnet who has zombied your computer, it's in their best interest to keep your computer healthy and functioning 100% normally so you never ever notice it and you keep running that botnet zombie forever. So it just sits there, it's laying in wait, and boom, they turn it on to fake a YouTube view or to fake a Twitter follower or to DDoS
something.
an entire country potentially.
Yep.
It's so hard to argue against improving infrastructure. That's like saying, we probably shouldn't build faster highways here because those people might drive so fast that they, okay, whatever, the highway analogy breaks down here,
Hurt
but
someone in the other part of the planet. But yeah, I understand what you're saying though at the same time. And
But
like it's brutal though because like Winspeed just said, places like Australia where he's, as you can probably tell from, will get owned by this.
and not even just there, but places in the developing world, like
Will just get stomped out.
yeah. So if someone just decides, Ethiopia doesn't need internet today, bye-bye, or doesn't need it for a week. You look at the kinds of sustained attacks these days that can take down major websites that have IT infrastructure. How hard would it be for them to just shut off an entire country for a month?
They'd have to hit a lot of things to shut down the country for a
Because
while.
I don't know how closely you looked at that article I sent you, but when there was the attack on Spam House, they couldn't actually knock the DDoS protection provided by Cloudflare offline. So instead, they started taking out Tier 1 and Tier 2 data providers that provide Cloudflare with the protection.
Yeah.
So
It's actually pretty hardcore. The thing is, in my mind, this might not be popular vote with Winspeed in the call, but there's no way it's going to slow down.
Nope.
And we're already at the point, in my opinion, where someone can do this. They just did. We saw it happen at Spam House. And, they were rampant for so long. These guys are out here. It's going to happen already at the speed we're already at. I don't think a lot of these people that have the ability to do this don't already have the means to do this.
Right.
Have the ability as in the knowledge and the desire.
Right.
Someone who's actually going to do it, I don't think they can't already do it. So personally, I don't think ramping up internet speeds will really just start crushing everyone.
It'll just make no difference one way or the other, is what you think?
I kind of think so, because it's going to be a targeted attack. I don't think someone's going to just go, haha, screw Australia, and throw Australia offline. But if, before, remember way back when Australia was trying to, I think the Australian government was trying to censor nudity online or something?
That was awesome.
And people started DDoSing the crap out of them, that will happen, and that will probably be a lot more effective. They'll probably really bring down those websites. But you're not going to stop technological advancement. It just won't happen. So...
Someone in the Twitch chat was saying they don't know how to call in, they don't have Razer comms. So guys, get Razer comms from this bit.ly link right here. Helps us out a great deal. Thank you very much. Should we take another caller?
Sure.
unfortunately, the caller that I had, comms is being buggy as it's in beta and he's just dropped out. So I've got you someone else.
Sure.
Be a second.
Bring it on!
I just saw someone in the Twitch chat say add WinSpeed 36. Do not add WinSpeed 36.
Yeah, I'm
do a
ignoring
gr-
all friend requests, so good luck.
Yeah. Do a
Hey, I am in, by the way.
Whoa, hello.
Hello!
Hey guys, it's Steve, PC Budget Solutions again.
Hey.
Hey, this is actually on behalf of Ghost, and I'm bringing this to you guys. If you guys read about it, the H220, because of a copyright infringement with the Ace Tech design, with the all-in-one design with the radiator in the reservoir in the actual radiator itself. They got sued by Asetek, and they are no longer allowed to sell it in the United States. And they said, well, can we buy a license? And they said they don't offer licenses, so they have to cease product sales of the H220 because of it.
Now, I did hear that Asetek's going after everyone. I hadn't heard about this yet, but basically this is Rambus syndrome, as far as I can tell, where Asetek's kind of going, okay, no one wants to work with us cooperatively anymore. We don't have any brand cachet or any brand presence with the individual end user. They tried to sell LCLC as an Asetek product, and it was a total abysmal failure. It wasn't until Corsair picked up the LCLC that that product really got accepted. So now I think they're just in patent troll mode.
Yeah,
I mean, you
and
look at the ongoing battle with Coolit, and this is just going to be that same thing over and over and over again.
well, what's interesting is Ghost wants me to ask if A, you think Asetek's in the wrong, and B, we were talking about patent battles before, and when I used to work in the phone industry back in 08, 09, I remember, oh my God, phonescoop.com was our go-to to learn stuff about phones, and the front page was filled with nothing but patent lawsuits left and right. I mean, it's kind of, at some point, kind of gets out of hand. And are they just being patent trolls about it?
They're probably not wrong,
Because
they did invent the category, basically.
and they're attacking them about specific things. They're not saying, oh, you can't build this at all. They're saying, I think it's the reservoir inside the radiator.
Could be.
Correct.
That's
Yes.
what they're really going after them for? Yeah, so they're going after them about specific things. Now, if SwiftTech, their whole idea is make it so you can take it apart.
Yeah.
If they somehow make it so that that reservoir is detachable from the radiator, which I don't freaking know how you could do that.
I don't know how
But
they
if
would
they
do that.
somehow manage to think of something their SwiftTech, they might, I don't know.
I mean, I think, is it the Iceberg from Cooler Master that has the reservoir built into the block?
Yeah, it has the pump block and reservoir all built into the actual unit.
Yeah.
So,
where-
like, if you move it around or something, you can probably dodge this, but
Who knows, maybe Cooler Master patented that, though.
maybe.
Because they actually also sell the individual block itself. Cooler Master does. It's like $90 or something like that for just the unit itself, and then you can add your own radiators and stuff.
Yeah, so
That's a shame. It's a good thing we already have one. Lol.
Very true. Hey, Windspeed, you want me to bring up anything else, or do we have more callers coming?
I'm still looking for people because the rest of the mod team is like absent except for Whaler, whose computer does not like comms at the moment. And
a lot of them
I'm-
go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay, then do you guys mind if I bring up something else?
We have a couple of topics on our own here. If it's something quick, sure.
Okay, so I asked Slick about this earlier, and I really want to touch base really quick on CPU binning. And do you know enough about this, Linus?
I've heard of it once or twice.
Okay, well, I watched the video you did on NCIX. Is like all Ivy Bridge processors, are they the same piece of silicon from the G2020 to the i7-3770K?
Yes.
Okay, so would it depend strictly on how much or how many, I guess, tested passes when they do their big test with the cores and how much frequency they can get out of it?
Yeah, it depends on things like the power leakage. It depends on how much heat it outputs. It depends on what kind of frequencies it can run at. And there are some prediction things that Intel can do. So, for example, when they manufacture a wafer of processors, generally speaking, the ones toward the center are of a higher grade or a higher quality, and those are more likely to end up being something like a 3770K or 4770K, whereas out around the very edges, you're either going to get incomplete chips, actually, because wafers are round, or you'll get ones that end up being, a Pentium or Celeron or whatever branding they want to attach to these lower grade chips.
I couldn't completely answer this question because I wasn't sure if, like, maybe Pentium was taken from a certain wafer.
No.
Or if there's any... I wasn't sure if there's any change at all.
It's a binning process, and, I mean, this is part of why what Intel has done is they have begun differentiating not just on processing speed. So they also differentiate on how much cache is enabled. And a lot of the time these days, come on, cache ain't complicated anymore compared to how you used to actually differentiate processors by the amount of cache that they had, because part of the cache might have been defective.
Yep.
Whereas nowadays, I can tell you right now, if that chip's running with half of the cache as the other one, odds are very, very good that the rest of the cache works, but it's been fused off in a hardware fashion such that it can't be unlocked. Also things like instruction set differentiation. This one, I saw Anantech make a bit of a snide remark in the middle of a completely unrelated article. I guess the assumption is Intel won't catch it there. But basically just the utter contempt that they have for that practice, where you're differentiating one product from another based on a software feature that benefits everybody.
But this is exactly why I wasn't sure if it was different wafers entirely. That's why I knew the binning process was going on. I just thought there might have been like multiple sets.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
Okay.
thank you guys for taking my call. Ghost says thank you for that. QCD says he's sorry, but he was really nervous, so he dropped the call. And his words, as Ghost would say, just buy it.
All right, take care.
You
That's a good one.
All right, let me grab one of our other topics here.
That's apparently an ongoing joke. Anytime PC Budget Solutions asks anything, Ghost just says, just buy it. Just buy it.
Excellent. All right, so let's talk about that worm that can regrow its memories.
This is crazy.
This is kind of crazy. This was an article on The Verge that we were going to talk about last week, but then I think we forgot.
Last week was crazy. So you can cut off its head, it will regrow its head, and remember things. Now,
Sort of.
sort of. You have to kind of like prod it in the direction of remembering that thing. So you have to do a little bit of training, but it will remember stuff.
So here we go. I'm just going to pull up the article here. Let's see. Oh, that's disappointing. Where's my HDMI cable? There we go. Let's see if this works. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. This didn't work earlier today, but it's worked at other points in time. There we go. All right. So this worm right here, sometimes some memories just won't die, and some can be transferred to a whole new brain. Researchers at Tufts University have determined that a small yellow worm known as a planarian, which has long been studied for its regenerative properties, is able to grow back a lot more than just its body parts. So check this out. They decapitate the worm, so then they show you the process of, how it grows back, and see, the head's back. Look at that. Planarians' brains control their behavior, but what the research... Okay, blah, blah, blah. Here it is. Yes, here we go. So this particular species has an aversion to light, I believe it is. Yep, they have an aversion to open spaces and bright lights. So they have trained a sample of them to ignore it so they could find their meals. And after decapitation, worms that had gone through a training were able to overcome their fears and start eating again much faster than the worms that hadn't been trained at all. However, the memories didn't come back immediately. So on those soap operas where the character has amnesia, maybe what actually happened was they got decapitated and they just needed to be reminded.
Because they are all worms.
And they're all just basically interchangeable, yes. Worms, good. That was better than what I said. That was kind of where I was going with it, but you got there faster and better.
Stronger? Better, faster, stronger?
Better, faster, stronger. Once you go black... Oh, wait, what was... Take a black adventure, get amazing treasure. I think that was ECS's campaign.
Really?
Yeah, with their Black Series motherboards. It was unbelievable. It had like this flash campaign video that went along with it.
Goodness.
Let me see if I can find it. Take a black adventure, get amazing treasure. ECS. It used to be on my blog back when LinusTechTips.com was a blog.
Yeah, we had some problems with that when we first released.
Did we?
Same URL, so linking was kind of weird.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, it's... I mean, if ECS has any sense, they'll have taken this down by now, but...
And like we were having stuff where people were clicking links to Linus Tech Tips, the blog, and it was bringing them to the forum. So they were like, "What? What is this?"
Oh, okay. I really hope I can find this because it was so awesome. It was like the epitome of like random Taiwanese marketing. Take a black adventure, get amazing treasure, or something like that. Awesome. It was on the ECS website, and it was like this entire like dedicated landing page for it. Yeah, it's okay. I don't remember anymore. Do we have another live caller?
Jazz Piano. We do look at Twitch chat, but not like all that often. So sometimes we'll answer stuff.
You there, Linus? I've got some guy here.
Some guy. Sounds great. Bring him in.
Sup, some guy.
What's his name going?
Hey, some guy, can you raise your dongers?
Oh, why did
Got
you...
him.
Oh, why did you
Invite
do that?
pending.
No one did it.
No one did it.
I'm so happy.
We haven't actually even implemented the like Twitch chat auto moderation thing.
Hello?
Hello? I think he's the first one that came in and opened with hello.
Hello?
But then a long delay, so I think he loses points there.
Yeah.
Caller, you're live.
So I was wondering if i5 quad cores will be insufficient for games once games start using 6 and 8 cores.
Very good question.
I think part of the problem with this is going to be the reason why games are going to start using so many cores is because of the console platform, and those processors are so slow that it almost won't matter.
So two things. One, those processors are so slow that a quad-core i5 is going to be
Could
faster cumulatively
Yeah.
anyway. Because
Yeah.
we're not even talking like full-fledged piledriver FX processors, 8 cores. We're talking like anemic, more like mobile platform.
So even if you have a quad core, it'll just be able to shoot things through so quickly that it
Yes.
won't matter.
And not only that, but the way that AMD implements 2 cores is different from the way that Intel does it. So
No.
AMD has kind of, really it's 1.5 cores. So their 8-core processor, in terms of the actual logic on it, is more like 6.
Not all cores are made the same.
Yes. Whereas Intel, every core is a discrete core from start to finish, save for some shared cache. So I think that I'm going to make another bold prediction. I think we're 10 years away from the console multi-core optimizations impacting the way that you can use a quad-core to game in any meaningful way.
So saying 10 years away, you're expecting the next console platform?
I'm expecting the next console platform to be what
that'll
actually...
make the difference?
I think so.
I wouldn't say that's wrong.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, man.
Okay, thanks for calling in.
It could help maybe if you wanted to buy a more like cost-efficient lower-end processor that had a lot of cores.
Yeah...
But I'd still probably just go with a fast quad core.
I mean, the thing about that is the CPU makers have been trying to make that matter since, what, like 2008?
Yeah.
And they haven't had... Oh, no, must have been before that. When did the X2 launch?
Man,
I don't even remember anymore. I feel so old.
yeah. I've never been good at that, though. I've always been like, oh, it was released 5 years ago in 2011. And I'm like, oh, wait. It feels like that was a long time ago, but then it doesn't feel like release dates that happened in like 2009, 2008 were that long ago. So it's so confusing.
Sometimes I get kind of thrown for a loop when I realize that Linus Media Group has been running for 7 months now, much to the chagrin of YPaul123.
We're calling him out so many times.
You know, the funny thing about him is he seems to hate us, especially you.
But he
watches like every video.
Yeah. Thanks for keeping my job going.
Yeah, I think it's Diesel.
Diesel?
Yeah, I think it's Diesel. I think it's Diesel's troll account.
Did he not show up until... Whoa.
I don't know.
He's not on the original live streams.
Yeah.
It's Diesel.
No, actually, I think YPaul did tell me to get that piece of bleep slick off the show on like live stream 1 or 2.
Really?
So pretty early on. Yeah, pretty early on. Maybe it's not
Oh,
Diesel.
but Diesel technically worked here then.
Did he? And even before...
Yep.
But I've talked to Diesel, like, off the record about you, and he doesn't hate you that much.
No, but he's an awesome troll.
That's true.
And
He's
he knows
kind
that
of
I
a king
don't
troll.
necessarily hate the YPaul thing. I find it funny.
Right. People are asking who is YPaul123.
He's gonna get so much freaking credibility now.
Yeah, I know. Why Paul's like... Oh, people are like he was on the show last week. No, that is a different Paul.
Yeah, no.
Paul from Newegg TV is Paul. Why Paul123 is some troll that posts on like every Linus Tech Tips video about how much he hates Slick.
I don't actually think it's Diesel, but it would be
I don't think it's
hilarious if it
Diesel.
was.
It'd be awesome if it was Diesel. Someone says why Paul123 is Slick's mom. No, I think Slick's mom would be too worried about damaging his fragile ego.
Fragile ego. I was standing up in a convertible pointing people where to go. I think I'm fine.
Yeah, I was... Because I went to rescue him today, because I have a AAA membership and he doesn't. Speaking of which,
Probably
I should get a
tells me what
bounty
about
out of your cash for clunkers, shouldn't I?
Probably.
Probably.
If that ends up happening, probably.
So basically, I'm like, I call AAA, and then I jet out there.
No, he didn't speed.
But I jet at the speed limit.
Yeah.
Because I was deeply worried about if a tow truck showed up and there was no or BCAA is what it's called here, but there was no AAA member there. I didn't know how they would react. I don't know what they do. I don't know if maybe it counts as one of my tows, but they just take off and they leave him there. Like, no idea. So I was like jetting down there. So he's coming this way on the bridge. I'm coming this way on the bridge. So I had to go all the way over, and I'm like, okay, there's no tow truck there yet. But there was like some other biker pulled over, and Slick's like standing in the back of his car, being like, "Whoa, hey everybody, I'm here. Please don't hit me." Ah. And then I have to go all the way around and then come all the way back, and not lane splitting, of course, in order to get to his car as quickly as I possibly could.
At the speed limit.
At the speed limit.
Check forum messages.
Okay, let's move into... Speaking of online identities, we've actually talked about this a fair bit today. And I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my laptop. So, Harry Potter author... So this article's from earlier in the week. This is from the 14th. So the Harry Potter author, J.K. Rowling, assumed a male identity to secretly release a detective novel. So, one of the most famous authors of blah, 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 blah. So basically, the Sunday Times acted on an anonymous tip to investigate the circumstances of this particular novel. It was called something, The Cuckoo's Calling, there you go, by Robert Galbraith. Apparently sold only around 1,500 copies in hardback. But now that everyone knows who it actually is, it's the top-selling book on Amazon in the US and the UK. So... They acted on the tip, followed up with Rowling, who confessed, "I had hoped to keep this a secret a little longer because becoming someone else has been such a liberating experience." And there was a lot of debate that I saw. Is this a marketing tactic? Was the intention to release it and kind of do this as a stunt to create publicity for it? And I disagreed with that very strongly, and it looks like I was right, because she's come out now and said, here's an article from Business Insider, and said this is how the leak occurred. It was actually one of London's leading entertainment law firms, Russell's, admitted that a partner had let the information slip to his wife's best friend in a private conversation. The wife's best friend has deleted her Twitter account and...
she tweeted it.
Yeah, she tweeted it, but she has now deleted her Facebook profile and the Twitter account that the tweet originated from, apparently trying to...
Because you can totally remove things from the internet.
Yeah, because she's trying to remove herself from the internet. No one will know who she is now. And Rowling just says, "I feel very angry that my trust turned out to be misplaced. To say I'm disappointed is an understatement." So I don't think this was it at all. I think really she just wanted to write a book with no expectations. And not be told that she's awesome because she's the Harry Potter author. I mean, this is one of the reasons, to my understanding, that she didn't keep writing Harry Potter books, because she could keep on cashing dem checks. You know, Harry Potter and the, Secret of the Lettuce Wrap Bunny.
Bacon.
Sausage.
Add bacon on there, you'll make an extra $250,000.
If I say sausage when you said bacon already, is that just kind of cheating? Like
No.
I haven't really contributed anything?
No, this is
Do you
good.
consider bacon and sausage different enough?
Yes.
They're both
Totally.
smoked. They're both pork.
But they're way different textures.
That's true.
And eating experiences. Sausage is like
If
a
you
cylinder.
ground up bacon, would that be the best sausage ever?
If you ground up bacon and put it into it,
Yeah.
whoa, that'd be strong.
We need to get the guys from
sausage.
Epic Mealtime to try that.
Make a bacon sausage.
Bacon sausage. Yeah.
We should make like Linus Tech. We should make a channel called Nerd Meals.
Nerd meals?
Nerd Meals.
Nerd meals.
Which is like
There'd
meals
only
that
be
are
one meal.
easy
Kimchi
to
bowl.
cook. Meals that are easy to cook and you can do in like in between a match. So it'd have to be like a short enough period of time. Like in queue, like a meal you can make while you're in queue.
So the challenge would have to be that we would have to actually execute the creation of the meal
Yes.
within that period of time.
And you have to be able to like make it and be in your chair for the match start.
Eating it.
Eating it.
Do
So
we
you can make it at your desk, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you have to be able to be back in your chair.
Do we restrict ourselves to food you could eat with just one hand? Because to me, when I'm using my computer, one-handed food is very important.
I think we'd have to have like
For sanitary
categories.
reasons.
So we'd have to have categories because there could be like the Civilization 5 food.
Yeah, because
Which is
that
like you can
you
eat
could
with
have
two
like
hands.
a 16-course like traditional Chinese feast in between friggin' Civ 5 matches. Or like it would have to be something that takes longer to eat as
Yeah.
you get into it.
Yeah.
So it's like something that's like delicious, but it's like so rich you can only take a bite every 6 minutes.
Oh man, that is perfect. For Civ 5, that is perfect. But then we could also have like the Counter-Strike, where it's got to be one hand, and it can't be something that's going to stick on your hands because your hands are going to have to stay clean. But then it can maybe take a little bit to prepare because it's going to have to be between meals.
Boom! This is the entire preparation. Bag of blueberries.
Yeah. I'm kind of
That's
excited.
all you can really do when you play Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Do you eat one at a time?
I just got 3.
Okay.
And there were like 3 of the biggest ones that were in there.
How do you know?
'Cause I
How
looked
could he
at them.
possibly know which 3 are the biggest
Because
blueberries
I
in this
looked
bag?
inside.
Inside? That's like saying because you play the how many bubble gum things are inside that you can somehow magically know. I like them better when they're cold, though.
Yeah, me too. They were left on the table. It actually, like, I was gone for a while, eh? I couldn't find them. Why would I look in the American Eagle bag?
Because you love American Eagle so
was-
hard?
I was like, where the heck are the blueberries? I was like, did you put them in the fridge? No. Did you put them in the freezer? No.
Someone says unwashed berries are a problem, asking if we washed them.
Nope.
No, guys, it's okay. Sweaty berries aren't a problem for either of us.
And these are from No Pesticide Farm.
Just put them in your mouth. And swallow. Okay, this one's bigger than any of the ones you had.
Nope. They were like monstrous.
My ass.
I think one of them was like a crazy mutant dual berry.
I think you ate them so fast because you didn't want to have to prove that they were the biggest ones in there. They were probably the smallest ones in there. It's always about that with you. Size of the berries. Do we have another caller?
I think Whaler's testing his mic.
All right.
Man, I'm so excited for Whaler's system.
Really?
I got to get him to explain it again because I forgot a lot of the details, but like he's going to be making a build log for it and stuff, and like, oh man, it's going to be
Gonna
sick.
be like crazy.
Yeah.
Here, let me see if I have another topic here. Oh, Scythe USA is back.
Yeah, that's cool. We actually have a lot of topics. We could
Hello.
probably just go through that. Oh, hello.
Hey, what's up?
It works again.
This is Whaler.
Oh, hi, Whaler.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
Good. So what was it you wanted to ask me about?
Well, 2 things. Update on the folding team and how your computer's coming along.
Folding team's doing well. I think we just broke the 120th spot overall, so we're expecting to break 100 in probably late August.
Wow.
Yeah, my 500K a day is helping to push that through. I just got the 24-core server up and running along with the 32-core server, so they're both humming along in the crawl space.
I think the real question that we should be asking you is why that one has only 24 cores.
Price. The 8000 series 24 cores are quite a bit cheaper than the newer 6000 G34s, so $300 to $400 compared to $1,500.
All right, I guess we'll let it slide this time.
Okay, thanks.
Linus, you need to remember.
And then, yeah, actually, my main system, it just got it up and running now and had to reinstall Razer comms, but it's up and running. I got the Aqualius, the Aqua Computer Aqualius reservoir running in it with the the new UV reactant tubing and coolant and everything. So yeah, I'll be updating my build log on the forum with some pictures and a review of that reservoir and everything. It's an amazing quality reservoir.
How much does it weigh again?
The reservoir itself weighs in about 1.2 kilos, but that's empty.
No way.
With it full of fluid, it's probably closer to 2 kilos.
Wow.
So I actually had to drill into my framing on the on my Switch 810, and there's 4 bolts holding it in. It's that heavy. But it's a solid. It's a 450 mil reservoir with they call it a barite glass reservoir, 5 millimeters thick glass, and they call it, was it Derillion, base and top. So it's very high quality, and it's basically made so that I can fold on my gaming system 724, where my water temperature gets in excess of 60 degrees and won't melt the acrylic that it was on other reservoirs.
You are too hardcore, man.
That's why I'm excited for his build log. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a beast computer. I heard Windspeed chime in and say that Linus had to remember something. I don't remember what that was.
No, when Linus was asking why
Yes, it's all good.
36 core, you need to remember he's married and that everything has to be approved by the wife.
I think the real question here is how he gets a 24 core approved by the wife. Never mind why he can't get a 32 core approved by the wife.
It's a little deal that the wife and I have. You know, as I sell computer stuff, I can buy computer stuff and have my own account for that, and what goes into that and what comes out of that, she doesn't mind as long as I don't touch the main account.
That's not a bad system.
That's not a bad system.
Yeah.
He's done well for himself, I think.
And most people don't probably realize I've been married now for 15 years, so, you know, you work these things out.
Wise words, I would say.
Okay, do we have another live viewer caller?
We might. I'm just chatting with one guy now, trying to figure out what he wants to talk about.
All right, sweet. Why don't we do another topic in the meantime?
Yeah.
This is something that we actually meant to do the other week. AMD 7970 Lego Edition. This was posted on the forum by QWERTY Warrior. Check this out. How real does this thing look?
It's actually really, really well done.
That graphics card. Not only does it look like a graphics card from the outside, a 7970 gigahertz edition, but also it completely disassembles in different pieces for the heatsink. There's the aluminum heatsink, as well as the outer shroud and the fan. So there are the memory modules, as well as the VRM, PCI Express connectors, and the GPU itself looks absolutely outstanding. But I think the real question that we all have to ask ourselves is, can it run Lego Crisis?
They should make Lego Crisis.
They should totally make Lego
They
Crisis.
have Lego like everything else. They should make Lego Crisis.
It's like the one thing about Crisis that's unique is the fact that it's graphically demanding.
So
And now you're going to make it a Lego game?
Crisis. It'll be fantastic.
It's like how many polygons per screen? It's like 12. It's like, why even bother?
That'd be awesome.
Of all the pointless ideas. Lego Crisis. Someone says bad joke is bad on Twitch chat.
What bad joke is bad? Oh, but can it run Lego Crisis?
Yeah, probably. Now I'm sad.
It's got to go on your jokes channel. Whatever it's
I
called.
know, I should totally have a jokes channel. Speaking of jokes channel, while we're waiting for that caller, guys, just interrupt any time if the caller's here. But I tweeted out the other day asking if people would object to us having 2 daily videos as opposed to 1 daily video. And I had some people asking what kind of a format would there be for the second daily video. And I didn't really answer that on Twitter because I think there was still some internal discussion to be had. But what we think it would look like would be something like a very quick, truncated version of the live stream. So instead of being everything that's happened that week with a whole lot of analysis and discussion and 2 hosts, it would just be what happened today as quickly as possible. And I think Linus Tech Tips is the appropriate channel for it. But I don't know. Would love to hear viewer feedback in the Twitch chat. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Someone's like Fap News. Not Fap News. What do you think this
Fast
is?
as possible news. They're totally different.
That's true.
Looks like everyone's down.
Looks like everyone's down. But I mean, that's the problem with taking feedback from sort of the most enthusiastic of your audience.
Yeah.
The guys who are actually tuned in here live, like, 3.5 hours into us streaming. Which, by the way, we appreciate very much, guys. You guys are awesome.
And speaking of this stream, I want to give a shout out to the mods. I've moved a bunch of the Intel Response team, actually, in here as mods. We've got a mod that is a big guy on the Day 9 stream. He's a mod there.
Oh.
And we have all of our forum mods, and like the Twitch mods is a much better, bigger group now than it was. And I have been seeing stuff that I was like, oh, that should probably get removed. And the second that thought passes through my mind, it's gone.
Wow.
So I'm actually quite happy with how they're doing. Someone
asked, kind of like 90 Seconds on The Verge. Similar, but probably less slick. So more just like, hey, quick, here's a web page. This is something that I've been toying around with actually since before they started doing 90 Seconds on The Verge, which makes me look like a copycat. But, I mean, it would be just a matter of what kind of a style you want, because I think a lot of people will like The Verge's style, and I personally like The Verge's style. I have no complaints about the way they do things, but they don't always look at the same kind of stuff that we do. Like, I read an article on The Verge a little while ago that was like, I was like, oh, you guys, I love you, but man, you're so mainstream. I forget what it was, but it was like, they were saying something was like the newest thing ever, and it just totally wasn't. If you're anywhere near, it was on a previous live stream. I can't remember what it was, and I think
do you need the DirectX 11s? Does your laptop have the DirectX 11s?
No, that was a different
I know
thing.
that's a
That
different
was
group,
on.
but
That was part of CNET's offshoot.
but this laptop
thing.
has the DirectX 11s.
So it should play all the latest games. It's like guys who are super technical, but might be more technical about programming or security or console or something,
Yep.
where they don't actually necessarily have that PC perspective. So that's what I think we bring to the table. That's a little bit different. Someone says, Linus, my OCD is driving me crazy because of your hair. Yeah, my hair's terrible. Part of the problem is we're in the middle of filming a really long build guide, and if I cut my hair now, that's going to be a bit of a continuity problem. So I'm just putting off cutting it.
We should wait like 3 weeks, then should continue filming. So you can have randomly super long
No,
hair.
I really need to get that done. You know what? Maybe I
was
should just
kidding.
cut it. And it should just randomly be cut in between two shots.
Just deal with it.
It'd be hilarious. I've actually done that.
You should try to film ahead of it so that it gets short and then gets long again. That'd be awesome.
Someone says, speaking of PC perspective, bring Ryan Shroud on the stream. We will definitely bring Ryan Shroud on the stream, but I think next time we bring him on, we're probably going to try to figure out a video calling solution before that, because I think particularly the things that he wants to talk about often require illustration, whereas some of our other guests, such as Logan today, it can be done very audibly as opposed to requiring video. Are you really going to go buy ice cream? It's so expensive. What's wrong with you? You can buy an entire bucket of ice cream for the price of one.
I don't even want to like necessarily buy the ice cream. I just want to run after the truck.
That's worse. I mean, at least it costs nothing.
I don't
than your
even
dignity.
have coins.
I mean, what will all the chicks think? I don't know. Whatever kids care about these days, I don't know. I'm so old.
Swag, YOLO swag.
420.
Do you have the YOLO swag?
Hashtag.
Then you can't have the females, or whatever they call them nowadays.
I'm pretty sure they're called females, and they'll continue to be called females.
I don't have the YOLO swag. 420 hashtag smoke it. I don't have that. I can't get the women's.
Speaking of YOLO swag, as big as our live stream happens to be, where we're getting like 4,000 viewers, which is awesome, I just found out that This Week in Tech, twit.tv, they peaked at 250,000 live viewers. That's a new record for them during WWDC. Isn't that crazy? That's live viewers. Every podcast they upload gets like 300,000 downloads.
I was looking into that. I can't find his other metrics, but that one dude that you and Edsel always...
Leo Laporte?
Yeah. I think it's like at least 20% of his Twitter followers are fake.
20%. but he's got like 400,000 or something like that. So that means he still has 300,000 followers. And probably 20% of mine are fake.
Yeah, I wanted to look into it more because it was actually him talking about it.
It's almost like Twit, the 2-hour-long ad.
I don't. That's.
I don't actually do that much advertising. Diesel
They
listens
do
to it behind me
lot
all
of
day.
Advertising.
I listen to it. Diesel listens
It's
to it
because you
behind
can't
me.
tell what's advertising, what's not.
You think so?
Yeah. All I ever hear come out of there is advertising. It's a ton of advertising. And I actually don't think that many people are watching it. I'm wondering what's up with those metrics. I'm wondering if they're like streaming it to a room, or if like a TV station is porting it or something, and then they're using that metric to skew it in some crazy funky math. Or if something's going on. I
But,
don't know.
okay, look at it this way. 50,000 people, we're rounding up because we like rounding up. It makes us feel good. So let's say 40,000 people watch the live stream archive, the WAN show archive on YouTube.
But you said the stream. So are you saying watching it afterwards or watching it during?
300,000
Afterwards is
downloads.
believable. Okay, that's more believable.
When we were looking at their Twitch thing, it was like terrible. It was
Yeah.
like 200 people or something
See,
like
that's way more believable.
So-
I thought you were saying they had like 300,000 people watching live. I'm like, no.
No, 250,000 live was their peak during WWDC. That was a
See,
record.
But then that kind of makes sense too.
Yes.
Because they're probably streaming to something.
So 300,000 people per episode are downloading it. And to me, that's very believable because the WAN show gets around 40,000 views of the archive. I have 40,000 followers on Twitter. So if I was doing 10x that in terms of people downloading, then it sounds about right.
And I think through iTunes you can have like auto subscription downloads, right?
Really?
I think so. I don't know.
We should really syndicate to iTunes. Why don't we
I think
do this?
you can do that. Twitch chat. Can you do that? I don't use iTunes.
Someone says I'm bored. I'm sorry, Lobster Shaver. By the way, that is a fantastic username.
Yes. Someone says yes. I've seen one person answer.
And someone says you should raise your ice cream.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, yeah. So apparently you can.
So there might be a lot to do with that, because if subscribers on YouTube
We're downloading the content.
were downloading the content, that doesn't
And it-
mean they watched it.
And it automatically downloads.
Yes.
So you don't even automatically get the freaking video in your subscription box because it's broken 87.9% of the time.
Right. So, interesting.
Man,
Do we have a color?
I don't know. Do we have a caller, guys?
Is apparently still working on it.
Apparently still working on it.
Sweet.
I am
Also
getting quite a
starts
few-
again? Oh,
I'm getting quite a few PMs here on Twitch about trying to actually get on the stream. Download Razer Comms, the link's in the description of the video, and search WAN Open in the Groups tab. And you'll
Links
bring
down there, yo.
I think I started
So
to
where you
explain it
gotta go?
earlier and didn't finish. Yeah, dude, just group search for WAN Open and go to that bit.ly link and you'll be good.
Someone says you all just lost the game. Someone says I'm not bored, Linus. Thank you. Someone asks, are Arctic cooling aftermarket coolers any good? They used to be.
Yeah,
I don't think they're any worse than they used to be.
but but
They're just kind of irrelevant these days.
I was just gonna say how much you gain from them. They're not necessarily worse, but how much you gain from them, I think, is maybe.
Disagree. Particularly on graphics cards, I think you gain more than ever from a good cooler.
From a good cooler, but
Yeah.
a lot of aftermarket graphics cards are coming with really good coolers on them already.
That's true. So you could probably just buy a proper graphics card in the first place,
That's yeah.
which would have a better PCB design, better cooler.
So just buy that card that already comes with a better cooler on it instead. That's what
Right.
I meant by the you're not getting the same difference anymore.
Someone says Leo Laporte rocks, but there's no way 300,000 per hour are watching him. I didn't say per hour. 300,000 downloading the episodes. So whatever that
That's
actually
what
means.
I didn't get out of that as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, it does kind of make sense now. A lot
Someone
more
asks, when will NZXT release their GPU cooler? Hopefully soon. That thing's cool. So it allows you to take an Asetek cooler and hook that up to your video card, and then like cool the rest of the card with like a 92mm fan. It's awesome. Or maybe it's an 80mm. I wonder how many people are still watching.
2063.
Holy crap!
I
How
did
about
not
that?
buy Legendary Edition during the sale. I'm just going to grab the DLCs.
It would be helpful if you told people what question you're responding to,
would've
because not
helped a
everyone's
lot.
in Twitch chat.
So someone said, Slick, did you buy Skyrim Legendary Edition during the sale? I already own it, so I'm just going to buy the DLCs. It is going to be on next daily sale.
Oh my god. Are you really going to talk about Skyrim again?
I was answering a question, and then I stopped.
You selectively answered one Twitch question in like the last 20 minutes about Skyrim.
No, I didn't. I've answered other Twitch questions.
How many other ones?
I've answered
You know
Twitch
we're going to be able to go
statements.
back and watch this archive, and we're
Yeah,
going to know exactly
yeah.
how many you answered.
Because, what was it? I don't remember what it was. I started to answer Star Citizen, you cut me off.
Someone's asking for a link to Razer Comms. Guys, right here.
Just type it.
Type it. Type it.
Someone asked, okay, this is what I was trying to answer when you cut me off. Someone asked if we've been keeping up with Star Citizen or our thoughts on Star Citizen.
Nope.
Both of us kind of,
I'm waiting for Alpha.
yeah.
Show me the money.
Until we can play it. And even Alpha, like,
I'm going to play it.
I'll play it, but I'm not going to really criticize it.
I'm going to upgrade my graphics card for it.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't care how unoptimized it is. I'm going full bore when Star Citizen hits.
What are you running? What are you going to run?
I'll run, I don't know, Titan 2s.
Titan 2s?
I have no idea. I'll put something in there. I mean, the 590 is not bad, but I might need more VRAM. Because 590 is only 1.5 gigs per core. That's pretty low for like a CryEngine 3 game.
Yeah.
These blueberries are so good. I think I've probably eaten like a pound of them.
I've had quite a bit too, actually.
Like, I'm gonna get sick, and my poop will be blue.
This is not a really good topic to talk about, but when I used to have LAN parties every year, like, I used to have them every year for my birthday. I'd have
Everyone's
a huge
poop
one.
was blue?
And we'd have fairly consistent ones pretty much every weekend. And one of my buddies, I'd get everyone the like entry
You only
fee.
pooped once every weekend?
The entry fee to one of these LAN parties was you had to bring food and your
Uh-oh.
own computer. So what he would bring every time was this big bag of like basically knockoff Fruity Loops. They were really good, but after you ate them, your poop was green. so the first week he brought them, everyone was like, "What's going on?"
Wow, that's quite the excellent troll.
That was hilarious.
Somebody on Twitch says, let's be honest, real Fruit Loops do that too, bro.
Do they?
I don't know. Someone says, stop talking about poop, I'm trying to eat.
Oh man.
I think the most disconcerting thing is green poop. Or like that orange. Orange isn't good.
Look.
Hey, my wife's here. Of course, this is the most opportune possible time for her to tune in. You want to come say hi to everyone? Sorry, what's that? She doesn't even want to say no. At any rate, with that wonderful mental image of poop, let me just see if there's anything else that's really important. Oh yeah, you're fired by text.
Oh yeah.
So this was a cool article on MSN.
Do you want me to talk
Jody,
about this,
I
or you can
unfortunately
run
need to inform you that I have been forced to close... Hold on. Stop that. Barducci's, effective immediately, blah, blah, blah. So etiquette-impaired restaurant owner lays off workers via text message. This is the most excellent thing that I have ever seen. And I figure this is about, like, picking up chicks on MSN. And this was your comment that you wrote under the thing. And I actually took offense to that. Because MSN was, back in the day...
Yeah.
Wow. That is...
When was MSN
I'm not that
big?
old.
When was it big?
Okay, MSN only went away like a couple months ago.
I didn't say when it went away. I said when it was big.
Right.
MySpace is still here. It's
And
not big.
I was like, you know, using MSN to pick up girls back in the day.
Were you?
Well, not to pick them up, but I certainly used... Well, my girlfriend at the time was a long-distance phone call away. And back when long-distance phone calls were a
Was she
thing...
your girlfriend before you asked? Did you ask her out on MSN?
No.
There.
Well, at any rate.
That was the only point of that comment.
Also, we have an EA moment for this week. I don't think we had one yet. So, TP95112 goes, woke up this morning and was surprised by this. Enjoy. Origin survey. How likely is it that you would recommend Origin to a friend? Boo.
That's actually our second EA slam this week.
Is it?
Yeah, because the Maxis dev's leaving.
Oh, that's right.
Technically an EA slam.
Yay.
Boom.
All right, I think that's it. Oh no, last thing. This is great. The thread title is "Oh dear, how the hell did they not realize?" And this is like just brutal.
Oh, wow.
No way, they pulled it down.
Try the second one. What's the second one? Oh, no.
Okay, well, where? So the crash. They reported this news station reported the names of the pilots involved as Sum Ting Wong, Holy Sheet, and there was one other one that was equally brutal. And so the news wench is like saying these things and not realizing in the middle of them coming out her mouth what she's saying. Captain Sum Ting Wong. So apparently it was an intern or something, and they were trolling, and I'm sure that they're super fired at this point, but maybe by text message even. It's like, yo, dog, don't bother coming in.
I think
Anyway.
at that point it might be justified.
I think so, because that's not cool.
That's brutal.
Okay, good night, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I have to go help my wife clean up stuff, because my day wasn't long enough already. Love you.
She probably worked and stuff too. That's not a fair